Hey guys, I'm Ivory and today I'm going to be doing a full face of new cruelty-free high-end makeup. And when I say new, I kind of mean new to me, not new on the market. Some of these products I'm trying for the first time, so it'll be a first impression. And then some of these products I've tried a couple times and I have an opinion formed on them. So there's a little bit of a mix here. But the one thing I wanted to be sure is that it was all cruelty-free and it was high-end. So it was all expensive. I am planning on doing a affordable drugstore version of this video. It's on my to-do list. I got a long list of videos I want to do, but I'm first going to start off with primer today. This one is a new product for me. It is the Farsali Liquid Powder Oil Balancing Serum. This is courtesy of my friend Shui Ninzi. If you're not following her on YouTube, you should be. She is such a great person. The way you see her online, she is 1,000 times nicer when you actually get to know her. I'll just say that. But I think the reason she gave this to me is because she is now normal dry and I'm normal oily. So she doesn't really need this anymore. So I'm just gonna add this to my fingertips, just a couple drops, and then apply this to where I get oiliest. Doesn't really have a scent. And I'm only gonna apply this to the center of my face. Okay, I can definitely feel the difference between what does have the serum on it and what doesn't. Like this feels so much more matte and almost powdery. You know when you freshly cleanse your face and you dry it off and you haven't put moisturizer on and you feel your face, it feels completely stripped of all your oils. That sounds negative, but I say that in a good way because it sounds like it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Oh my god, what the heck is that? It's like pilling up. You can definitely see that. That is super dry. I can fix this. Okay, I'm gonna put on a moisturizing primer. This is the HelloFab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. I'm gonna add that on top to get rid of these flakies. Okay, I think that's better. Under my eyes, I'm going to be applying the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. This is in the color light to medium. You can see it's just this really pale salmon color. I've been using this off camera for about 2 weeks. This is what I wear when I go to work because I wear a mask all day. So there's really no point of wearing a full face of makeup. So on the days that I go to work, I just apply this under my eyes and I set it because, you know, it's a cream formula. And then I do a little bit of bronzer and my eyeshadow, mascara, and then I'm out the door. But I've been really liking this product. They did send this to me and I really wanted to try it because Samantha Ravindal raves about this product. I've been having really good luck with it so far. I don't need a lot because my under eyes aren't too dark. So that's why when I go to work, it's just a really easy one and done type of step. But you can see that it just brightens the under eye and then it cancels out this very faint line of purple that I have. I know that Becca Cosmetics is closing down its doors. From what I remember, they're planning on closing their business by September. So if you were interested in this, get it now before it's all gone. And then for foundation, I'm going in with the Beauty Blender Bounce Liquid Whip Longwear Foundation. I'm currently doing it's a 2-day wear test, but it's kind of a 3-day wear test because I tried it on today and something happened. I'll talk about it in the dedicated video I have of this, but technically I will have worn it for 3 days. The shade I'm using is 3.25N, and if you use me as a shade reference, I wouldn't recommend it. I would use 3.3 because this alone, it's a hair too light, but the undertone is too neutral. Like it almost makes me look gray like a cadaver. So I am, just to get the right shade, gonna mix it only for this video. I'm using the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. I do have a 2-day wear test on this foundation as well, so I'll link it up in the cards. But I'm gonna add a smidge of this because this foundation is too dark for me. So whenever I have a foundation that is too light, this is the one that I add. Even though ColourPop is known for being affordable, this is $16. So I guess it's a gray area on whether or not that's affordable. To me, I don't know, it's got like one toe into high end, you know? When I hear drugstore, I think anything between free and $12. And then 14 to 17 is affordable-ish. And then anything on that to me is luxury. So the fact that this was $16, the ColourPop one, you know what I mean? It's like straddling that line between affordability and high end. I don't think I'm breaking any rules here by including it. But even if you do oppose, well, there's really nothing you can do to stop me because what's done is done. So I know that I promised you guys that me and Steve would do a Q&A. Obviously, we haven't done one yet. You can blame Steve, okay? He's a shady ass bitch. Don't look at me, okay? So I told him the day that I hit 10K, we have to prepare a video together. Okay, before we even get there, let's backpedal. Before I hit 10K and we knew that we would have to do a video together, I asked him what type of video he wanted to do. And Steve said, I don't know, we should do something fun, like a skit. I'm like, a skit? Like, is this SNL? I don't understand why, what type of skit are you talking about? And he's like, I don't know, just a skit, something funny. I kiboshed that idea pretty quickly, but I told Steve that everyone wanted to see a Q&A. So the questions are submitted, and then after the questions came in, Steve was just lagging. He was like, oh, I didn't know you wanted to do it right after 10K. I'm like, ugh. So for about a week or two he lagged, and then I got my job and I work Fridays through Sundays. So the first week that I got my job, I was tired. So that was on me because I needed to get acclimated to working, and then on my days off, I was editing, filming, doing YouTube. So I took a week, and then after a week, I'm like, I'm fine, I got this. Let's make a video. And then Steve gave me this lame ass excuse. He says, I have this zit on my face. Can we wait for it to die down? And that is where we are, guys. The reason why you have no video from us is because Steve wants his zit to die down. Putting that aside, this foundation combination, I'm liking it. First of all, it's a great match, but it feels really nice on the face too. So I'm just doing the one layer because I feel like I got pretty good coverage. So I'm gonna set my under eyes next. Usually when I use the Bakerie under eye corrector, I don't really go in with additional concealer. I know you can, but I typically don't. Sometimes I do, but usually I don't. I'm next going in with the Dermablend Illuminating Banana Powder. Now, this looks like the powder that I typically use, which is, where is it? This is the one I use all the time. It's the loose setting powder, but this is the original one. You see, it's white, whereas this one is yellow, and this says illuminating, so it's different.
Same, but different. But still same.
I wanted to see this one to see if I would like it any better. This is so new that I didn't even know that it originally came with a puff. I've had the original one for so long that I forgot. I don't even know where the puff is. I'm gonna rip this. Is this satisfying for you guys? Because that got everywhere. That was not satisfying for me. But I'm gonna take the puff that they included. I'm gonna just set my under eyes. Let me set one and see what that looks like. Okay, so it's definitely still matte, but it has that yellow undertone. I don't know, for some reason when I heard illuminating, I thought it would have almost like a sheen to it, but I guess they meant illuminating in the sense that it brightens up the face the way concealer does. Illuminating just seems misleading to me. They should rename it something else, like brightening. If they said brightening, I wouldn't have thought that this would be shimmery. So basically this is the exact same powder that I know and love, but just in a different shade. Okay, good to know. All right, I'm gonna be bronzing next. I'm using the Soul Face and Body Bronzing Balm. This is in the shade medium dark, but I do really feel like I could have gotten away with medium. It's really hard to tell when you're just looking at models, you know? I really wish that they had these in stores so that I could have looked at it, because you can see how much darker this is on me. I actually have used this a couple of times, and I do like this. So how I like to use this is I will take this type of brush. This one is the KVD brush in the number, it says 5 on it, but I like to just kind of stamp it at first around the areas where you would typically bronze. Be careful when you are doing this on the cheeks. You want to do this a little bit higher because when you blend it out, it does fall down a little bit. So a little higher than you normally would. And then afterwards, I will take my sponge and I will just blend this out. And I really, really like wearing it like this. You can see that when it blends out, it doesn't look super harsh. You just look, you know, slightly lifted, a little bit more sculpted, but not overly contoured. Because I really hate when in person, when I turn to the side and people can see that really harsh line. This one doesn't give me that. Another thing is this smells very tropical. And even though this color in the pan, it looks super dark, when you blend it out and you don't add too much, it's still workable for me. I don't know if the medium one will be a better match for me, but I'm able to make medium dark work. So the next thing I want to do is highlight, because I'm using a liquid highlighter. This one is new to me, but it is the Dermablend Glow Creator Multi-use Liquid Highlighter. I did swatch this a couple times on my hand. Get ready. I'm going to use as little as possible. You can see it's tiny, and then when you blend it, look at that. A little bit, and I really mean a little bit, goes a very long way. You need just a needle point amount to get the highlight that you would like. And you know me, I don't even like a lot of highlight, so I'm just gonna add this to the tops of my cheeks. I'm gonna add like that. And I'm not gonna apply it to the other side because this might be already too much. Yeah, see? Transfer it over here. Oh yeah, you can definitely see it. It just looks like a strip of highlight right now. And then I'm gonna take my sponge, just tone that down, and now you can barely see it. That's how I like my highlight. If you ever meet me in person, you're gonna be like, are you wearing highlight? I think I see it. That's how much highlight I like. And then for blush, I'm using the palette from Ofra. It is the Madison Miller collaboration. I'm gonna use this middle shade right here. I've never used Ofra blushes. This palette was given to me by my friend Vanessa, who you may know as Nessa CX Beauty. Me and her are also foundation twinsies, except she is dry versus I'm oily. So if you are looking for someone of my skin type, but dry, you should check out her channel. I will link it in the description box below. When you see her channel though, you're You're not gonna think that we're foundation twins because she looks darker than me. And me and her have gone through this a million times, and we've come to the conclusion that I am lighter in the face, but me and her have the same neck shade, and I always match my neck. So even though we may not be the same skin shade, we are the same foundation shade. She didn't believe for the longest time that we were foundation twins, but yet every single time we got the same foundation, we always ended up getting the same shade. So then I would show her the raw footage of my videos to show her that I'm not doing any trick photography. I'm like, look, it matches. And she's like, how is that possible? I look darker than you. And that's the conclusion. I have a lighter face than the rest of my neck. That, or I am a freak of nature, but we're leaning mostly towards the first one. I'm also gonna go ahead and use the highlight that's in here and apply it to my nose. And I'm just gonna mix the two, apply on top of the highlighter that I already applied. I'm gonna set my face before I keep going. I'm using the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day. This is in Peach. I've used this before, a long time ago, like when I first started my channel. I don't know what this one smells like, hold on. Okay, so it definitely smells like peaches. It's not my favorite scent out of all of them. It still smells nice. I breathed it and it went down the wrong pipe. My favorite one was the green one. I think it was like cucumber melon or something. That one was really good. And I also tried the mango one, and the mango one is really good. Like those two are one of my favorites, and they're the only ones that I've tried. I still like the smell of this one, but I definitely prefer those types of scents over this one. But it does smell pleasant still. So I don't have a new brow product because I'm one of those people that only buys 2 at max with brow products, that and mascaras, just because I don't want to have too many extras, and I don't do too much to my brows anyway. So to me, brow pencils take quite a long time to finish. But the one I'm using is the Midas Cosmetics Crown Brows Brow Pencil. And then for eyeshadow, I'm going in with the Beauty Bakerie Proof is in the Puddin eyeshadow palette. It's all neutral, so it's definitely right up my alley. I don't really know what look I'm going for. You know, it is a mystery to me and you, but all we can do is try our best. Am I right? Right. I'm gonna go in first with Mango Pudding. And the brush that I'm using is by Sigma. One side of it is the E38 and then the other side of it is the E54. The brush that I'm using is not my normal brushes. I washed all my brushes today, my face and my eye brushes, and I have a ton of extras, but they're not my go-tos. But my go-tos are sopping wet right now, so I can't use them. But luckily I have a million extra, so I'm using my backup brushes right now, and who knows, maybe some of these will go into the rotation. And when there's basically no products left, I'm gonna take the product that's outside and just bring it slightly inwards just so that I have some color in here as well. Whenever I see Beauty Bakerie on Trend Mood, I just have to applaud them because the packaging is freaking adorable. Every single time I see their stuff, I want to buy it purely for the packaging. It comes so stinking cute. Whoever is in charge of creating those components, they deserve a raise. And I'm also bringing this color down into my lower lash line. And then with a Morphe M330, I'm gonna go into Warm Cocoa. And I'm basically gonna do the same thing, but a little lower. So you can still see the first color, Mango Pudding. And then once it's down, I kind of go in between either of the brushes. I alternate to try to blend the two colors together. So I have a little story. You know, when you're on YouTube, you get people reaching out to you all the time via email to ask you to promote their products. Usually how it goes is they ask you if you're willing to show something on your channel, and they would just send the product for free. And even though they say they love your videos, usually the product that they give you has nothing to do with your channel. Like the amount of people that send me, oh, would you review this child's toy? I'm like, that would be completely out of place. But anyways, I was telling Steve, these little companies reach out to me all the time and I never take them seriously. And I said, one of these days, a real distinguished brand is going to reach out to me and ask me to review their product. How much do you want to bet that that brand is not going to be cruelty free? He laughed it off and was like, yeah, that would be kind of funny. Within the week of me saying that, Clinique reached out to me. Clinique! And she asked me to review their newest foundation, the one that is catered towards people with oily skin, I think, that has sunscreen in it. I just totally jinxed myself when I said that the first brand that reaches out to me, I'm gonna have to turn down because they're not cruelty free. So I was slightly bummed. I mean, not really, but this was like the first big brand that reached out to me that actually wanted me to work with them. And I had to email her right away and say like, I'm sorry, my channel is cruelty free. I can't review your product. And she's like, okay, I understand. Thank you. And I'm just like, God, why do you do bad things to good people? I mean, is it because I saw a kid in my neighborhood fall off his bike and I laughed? Is that why I'm being punished? I'm gonna go in with my finger to spiced caramel and I'm gonna apply that to the inner part of my lid. lid. By the way, I don't know if I said this, but I have used this palette before and I actually really like this palette. So if you were interested in it, I really like them. And I don't know, this is the first palette that I've gotten by Beauty Bakerie, so I don't know what the quality is like, but I really like what I'm getting from this palette. So I'll just leave it there. And then I'm also gonna go in with almond jelly, and I'm gonna put that on the, not the outermost, but close to, kind of the middle end, to marry this gold and also this matte, darker outer V. I poked my eye. And this is the eye look. It is lazy but effective. With everything in life, my motto is work smarter, not harder. So this definitely packs a punch, but it's actually very easy. But I'm quickly gonna do my mascara and lashes off of camera, and then I'll be right back. All right, so last I have lips. I have the Sigma Infinity Point lipsticks. They are shaped like a little teardrop. And what I love about Sigma lipsticks is that they're magnetic. Like if you look, it's such a fun component, and I've tried other lipsticks of theirs and I really like their lipsticks, but I've never tried it in this new component, so I don't know if they changed the formula at all. I'm gonna go with the shade Deja Vu and see if that looks good, and if not, I have a bunch of other ones to pick from. Oh, this just looks like my lip, but better. I mean, you can see a little bit of a difference. This one just has more life to it. Okay, I really like this color. I'm gonna keep this here on my vanity because I want to use that again. And this is it. This is the final look of the things that I am able to recommend for you. I actually pretty much liked everything. You know what? It's easier to go the other way, what I didn't or am iffy about. The Farsali liquid powder, yeah, that really dried out my skin on my chin. That rhymed. So beware of that. Everywhere else on the face, it was fine, but I don't think I would be applying it to my chin anymore. But it's hard to say if this does anything and help long term, because this is a first impressions. And like I said, I'm doing a dedicated video on the Beauty Blender foundation, so be on the lookout for that because that one's coming out next. I know you guys have also been requesting that I try the LYS foundation. I'm planning on getting that one too. So a lot of videos to be made, just give me some time. But I'd say almost all of the products that I used today, I had a great experience with today. That is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and feel free to comment down below what other types of videos you'd like to see from me. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I would love to see you come back. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one.